myvaluetree.com. Now, I assume that you all went and did your homework, and it's not very hard homework, actually, Alden. So you should have in your hands 3 charts, right, or 3
pages.
Educational materials.
Yep.
So we're talking about what? Attachment.
Yeah, and it's going to be the core of dealing with conflict.
Okay.
So now this is a continuation of our discussion of last week when we talked about creating effective relationships. Now remember, it's a star power model, 5 points designed to get us into action, and we're going deep on abilities. So last week's discussion resonated with people, Ray, and I believe people are tired of wasting their precious life energy on conflict and drama.
Absolutely.
You know, it's on the news every night. People are getting violent because they didn't get a good performance review. People are getting violent because somebody wouldn't dance with them. People are verbally sliding the knife into another person on a regular basis. You know, it's in our workplace. It's in our homes. And this, interestingly enough, Ted Gurr was a poli-sci professor at Princeton. And he came up with this, this notion that said the potential for collective violence varies strongly with the intensity and scope of relative deprivation among members of a collectivity. Whoa.
That sounds pretty...
yeah, it was called the Gurr
Let's
hypothesis.
take that apart, can we?
Yeah, and basically what it says is when your expectations get missed, you wanted this to happen, and this is what really happens.
Okay.
You can become non-productive in your behaviors.
I can see that, sure.
Okay. Pretty straightforward. I think we're going to watch that play out this weekend with a lot of people around the healthcare debate.
Yeah.
Their expectations are one way, the results is going to be another way, and it could lead to unpredictable behaviors.
That's very interesting, yeah. Okay.
It's called the Gurr hypothesis. Now, when so let's go now into this word of what's an attachment. Did you ever take life-saving, water safety?
Yeah.
Okay, you know, the first thing they taught us is when you're swimming up to that drowning person,
right,
you stay back from them because a drowning person, they're going to attach themselves to you and take you down. Well, that's exactly what an attachment is. For me, it's something uniquely personal. It's been programmed in from our youth. I got to tell you, you look at a little picture of yourself when you were 4 or 5 years old, and you can start to see what your attachment was even in that little picture. So the question is, how do I identify this emotional attachment, that thing that if it gets pinged is going to take me down? Well, the tool we're going to use today, another great little tool that we've used around the business world for a long time, is called the 5 Whys. Ray, this is a complex and sophisticated tool. Oh, by the way, if you, spring's coming and the dandelions are going to start coming up in our yard.
Yes.
You mow your yard, right?
Yes.
What happens when you mow a dandelion down?
Spreads it around and they're more up.
Yeah. Well, and the good news is they come right back.
Yeah,
and they come back because we didn't get to the root cause.
That's very good.
We didn't get to the root. So 5 Whys is a process of asking why 5 times because it takes 5 times before you can really get to the core issue.
Okay.
So let's talk about how this works when it comes to attachment. So now, I asked you to picture a conflict that's currently in your life. Okay, let's get that in your head. So now the first question I'd ask you is, so what? Why do you have so much energy over this conflict?
Okay.
And then you answer it.
So am I using too much? Am I using, or I'm just trying to figure out why I'm so involved in this.
Yeah, I just say, I've got an example coming up here, and then I'm going to say, why does this bother you so much? And then why do you care? Why is this so important to you? And why does the other person's reaction to what's important to you bug me? Okay, all I did was ask why 5 times.
Okay.
Each time taking your answer and digging deeper. So here's an example. I hope we have a minute for this
We do.
one.
We have a minute.
So this week I was out in Warren, Ohio, doing a workshop in one of the great old mills in our country. And we were working on how to be more effective at working with groups. Mm-hmm. So we were talking about attachments and dealing with conflict. So this man, bless his heart, he said, the conflict I'm dealing with in my life right now is my wife says it's time we look to sell our house and start moving towards retirement.
Okay.
And he said, I can't talk about it with her. He says, causing me conflict. So now let's do this. So 5 Whys. The first why is my wife wants to sell. Well, she says, I want to sell, and in his mind, dump our house and begin looking for a retirement house.
Right.
So then I'd say, well, why do you have so much energy over this? And he says, well, I don't want to sell below what I believe the house is worth.
Okay.
Okay, now I say, why don't you want to sell below what you believe it's worth? Because it was only like $10,000.
Okay.
You know, the prices hadn't dropped that much. And he said, I worked hard on the improvements on it.
Okay.
Okay.
Invested.
So why does that bother you so much? Well, the house represents my life's hard labor. Start to see where this is going?
Yeah.
So why do you care? When she says dump the house, she's really saying dump your life's labor.
Okay.
Now, the wife's really not saying, honey, dump your life's labor.
Right. But that's how he's seeing it. That's
so at the very last one, why is this reaction so important to you?
Yeah.
It's because I feel worthless.
All right. We're going to follow up on this after we take a break here for weather and news on WTIC. Alden Davis, myvaluestree.com. If you want to go learn a little more about this and the 5 stars and all that and the star system. Yeah, I know the star system. Go check it out. It's a 729. Okay, well, Alden Davis is with us from myvaluestree.com. All right, and then the situation is you're in Ohio. Guy is, say, okay, what's bugging you? This guy says, well, my wife wants to sell our house, and you start asking him.
So why does that bother you?
Why is this? Says, Go ahead. Says, you're going to sell it for less than I think it's worth.
Yeah, and then so why is that so important to you?
Because I worked hard on. I did that bathroom and everything. I did a lot of work on it.
Okay, so why is that so?
It wasn't easy in the middle of July sitting there redoing a bathroom.
Okay,
it was hard labor.
So it wasn't easy doing it. So why is it? Why do you care so much though?
Because she doesn't care all the stuff I did, and she doesn't want to get the money that I put into it.
Okay, so now why is it so important that Why is her reaction to what's important to you bugging you so much?
I just don't think she appreciates me. I feel like I'm worth nothing.
I feel worthless. And there is the attachment. I got to tell you, Ray, I'm sitting in this meeting, and I'm looking at this guy. Now, this is a small group discussion, and he says, it makes me feel worthless. And now you say to yourself, I almost wanted to cry when you realize where this little drama is going. Every time the wife tries to get into a meaningful conversation,
you don't want to hear it.
All he's hearing, somewhere in the back of his head, is that I'm worthless. Now, I don't believe she's really saying you're worthless, honey, but that's what he hears because he has an attachment to worth.
Okay.
And now he shuts down. Now, interestingly enough, I've done this with hundreds of people over the years in these workshops, and I've identified at least 10 attachments by doing these 5 whys.
Okay.
Now, these are part of the packet you can print off at myvaluetree.com, and it's words like competence or security.
So in other words, you make me feel like I'm not competent.
Right.
So I shut off.
If I did something right, if you had an attachment to competence, and I said something right now that made you feel incompetent, like son of a gun, Ray, you just missed the cue. How could you miss the cue? It's printed right up there on the screen.
I don't want to hear it.
Oh, we'd become non-functional in our dialogue quickly. People have attachments to integrity or acceptance, approval, honesty, being valued or appreciated. You know, my attachments, when I do this, I drive back and forth to work, reviewing situations that cause me conflict. I found out I have 4 attachments. One's to acceptance, one's to approval, one's to competence, and one's to respect. Mm-hmm. Now, when I said a picture of a little kid, you can see these in your pictures.
Yeah.
I've got a picture. I was 4 years old, standing on the back porch, made a little tower of blocks. I'm standing next to that tower of blocks, and it's just like, look at what I made.
Oh, wow.
I mean, you can just see it in the little picture because I want to be accepted for what I did, and I want your approval. So now if I come into a situation like I am here today and you start to do things and say things to me that make me feel unaccepted,
then
an attachment's been pinged. Now, next week or next time we're together, we're going to talk about our bodies actually tell us when an attachment has been hit. It's unbelievable how cool this is. So begin an exploration of these topics at myvaluetree.com. Mouse over star power. Check out 5 Whys to Attachment. It's a worthy investment of your time and energy. And by the way, Ray, the Hispanic Society of Professional Engineers is hosting a workshop Tuesday, where I'll be presenting this material dealing with conflict. Good. If you go to the website and on resources, it has a link.
Your website?
Yeah, my website, myvaluetree.com.
Oh, so you can come, maybe.
Oh, yeah. I'm inviting our listeners this morning.
Okay. It's good
free.
For you.
It's free. Remember, networks are important, so bring some business cards. It's Tuesday evening up near the airport. So these are our days, Ray. Let's decide not to get stuck in the conflict drama.
Yeah.
And let your star shine brightly. I'm Alden Davis.
Ping. All right. Hey, what do you want to do here, JR? Take a break. We'll take a break. Scott's coming up with the morning, so good to see you. And by the way, next week I'm off, so Alden's going to be off. We'll be back the week after that. And don't forget to go to myvaluestree.com and check on that seminar, because I've gone to some of his stuff. It's pretty good.